Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all our viewers who are watching this live session across Pakistan and worldwide. I am Zainab Mazhar, the Education Counselor of UK in HR Consultants. So today we have organized a session for our viewers, for the students who have recently, completed their A levels and HSC and graduation, and they are right now concerned about applying abroad. So today we have, let me introduce about HR Consultants. HR Consultant is a leading education consultancy industry in Pakistan since 1993. We have main offices located and across the Pakistan so that it would be easily approachable for everyone. The services provided by HR consultants are academic, counseling, selecting right institution, securing admission, visa guidance, and pre-departure information. So today I have my colleague Umair Javed, who is Assistant Manager in HR Consultants. And we have a guest, Alan Brooks, who is the International Officer for South Asia region, and Mohit Raja, who is Senior Regional Manager of South Asia region. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm also fine. So Umair, can you just initiate?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Zainab, for the introduction. And thank you all for joining us today. This is Umair Javed from HR Consultants. I have been working in HR since last 7 years. As described by Ms. Zainab, HR has been the leading consultancy firm for the last 27 years. And they have a rich history of providing expert counseling, transparent information, and flawless work to the students. And being the leading consultancy firm, HR has its offices in all the major cities of the country, Pakistan. And we have been dealing with all the leading universities of the big countries considered for the foreign education in the world. So as has been told by Ms. Zainab, I mean, today's session is going to be a very interactive one for the students because they can ask their questions, they can come live and ask their questions from the representative Alan Brooks directly and Mr. Mohit Raja. So guys, I mean, please switch on your gear up and ask your questions. And I would like to introduce Mr. Alan Brooks again, who is the International Officer for Americas and South Asia region. Hello, Alan.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Alan, can we start, please, about University of Dundee, about told by Ms. Zainab about the particular courses, popular courses of University of Dundee, and about the facilities, accommodation, and scholarships, work placements, etc., provided by the University of Dundee.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much to both of you and to HR Consultants for having me here today. I'm really, really excited to have the opportunity to talk to everybody about the University of Dundee. If you haven't heard of the University of Dundee before, we are based in Dundee in Scotland, which is on the northeast coast of Scotland. We're one of the UK's top 30 universities, and we have students that come and join us from over 80 different countries from all over the world. So we're a very international university as well. As the introduction said, my name is Ellen Brooks. I am the international officer that covers the Americas and South Asia. So I'm here to answer any questions you have today about entry requirements and scholarships and those sorts of things. But I'll start by giving a brief overview of the university itself and the main subject areas that we offer. So the university has been established since 1881, so it's got a very long history in the UK. We are really, really well known for our programs in law, in business, medicine, dentistry, social sciences, humanities, engineering. Almost any program you can think of, Dundee probably offers that for you. So please do ask your questions about specific programs, and I'd be more than happy to elaborate on those specific programs for you. We have students, as I said, from all over the world, and we've been accepting students from Pakistan for a very long time. So there's a great kind of South Asian culture on campus as well. And as you can see behind Umar, this is actually a video of our campus that's going on behind him. It is absolutely beautiful. The city of Dundee has actually been named as one of the coolest destinations to go and visit, alongside places like Madagascar and the Faroe Islands. And by cool, I don't mean cold, though the climate is probably going to be a little bit colder than what you're used to in Pakistan. But what I mean by cool is I mean that it is trendy and a really, really great place to go and study. We do have a couple of campuses, but the main campus where the majority of our programs is hosted is what is known as a city-based campus. That means that everything is within 10 to 15 minutes walking distance of the campus. And we've actually just been rated as the second safest city for students to study in the whole of the UK as well. So you'll have no issues walking around and going to visit the shops and the supermarkets and all of the other great things that we have. We have accommodation that's based on our main campus as well. The accommodation you can see behind Umar at the moment as well. You literally could roll out of bed 10 minutes before your class and get there on time. It really is on campus. The other campus is based up at Nine Wells. Nine Wells is our medical school hospital. So if you're interested in medicine, that's the place where you'll be placed. Nine Wells is one of the biggest teaching hospitals in the whole of Europe. And it's a very, very hands-on experience that you'll get if you do decide to come and study medicine with us. Hopefully, that's given a little bit of an overview. Do you have any specific questions, Imara, that you'd like to ask me?
Yes, Alan, I have some questions. I mean, it will be really beneficial for our students if you can describe that, how far Dundee is, what the location of the Dundee is, how far it is from the major cities like Glasgow and Edinburgh, and I mean, how much it costs to students to get to Dundee from Glasgow or other major cities of the UK.
Definitely. Well, what I might try and do at this point is share my screen, because I have a lovely slide which has a map of Dundee compared to all of these cities. So I'm going to try share my screen, if that's okay. Oh, I think I need permission from the host to do that. Could somebody give me permission if possible?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
I'm trying to do it, but it says that I can't just because only the host can share their screens.
Tahir, please allow the settings.
While we're waiting for that to get fixed, what I will say is I'll show you the map, but we're not very far from the major cities at all in Scotland. So obviously, hopefully you know that Scotland is the northern part of the UK. We are about an hour north of Edinburgh and an hour and a half north of Glasgow. Most of our students decide to fly into Edinburgh. And the reasons for that is because there is a direct bus now that runs from Edinburgh Airport to Dundee. No stops, it is a direct bus that runs. So most of our students choose to fly into Edinburgh. Let me see if we can share the screen now. We can't. That's no worries at all. I'm more than happy to just talk you through all of those things. So we're not too far from the major cities across the rest of the UK either. And the really nice thing about the UK is it's very easy to get around all of these other cities. So if, for example, you wanted to go to London, most of my family lives just below London in the UK. So you can easily get a train
Ellen,
down.
you can share your screen now.
Oh, fantastic. Perfect. There we go. Just bear with me 2 seconds. But as I was saying, you can easily get a train down from Dundee as well. Or you can get a flight. There is a small airport in Dundee too. So you can get a flight to take you down, or you can travel to Edinburgh as well. And it's the same for the big cities like Manchester and Birmingham too. So just 2 minutes while I bring up the presentation.
And then your video has stopped.
That is because I'm trying to share the screen at the moment, which hopefully this is going to work. There we go. Can you see that?
Yes, we
sure.
can see.
Fantastic. So I'm going to go down to the slide that has the really pretty map on, which makes it very easy for everybody to work out where we are.
Yeah.
Here we go. So there you go. Hopefully you can see that map, and you'll see the little red dot there. That is Dundee, and all of the other dots show the major cities in the UK. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it has. Well, my next question is, Alan, I mean, Scottish education system is a little bit different for the rest of the UK education system. I mean, it's a 4-year bachelor's degree in Scotland. So, I mean, for A-level students, they have opportunity to go into the first year and into the second year of the degree program as well. Can you please describe a little bit about your education system?
Definitely. So yes, as you rightfully said there, the Scottish education system at the undergraduate, the bachelor's level, it is 4-year degree programs that we offer to our students. And the reason for that is we like to have some flexibility for students in those original first 2 years. So the program's 4 years, but for the first 2 years, you get some flexibility to try some different things, check that the subject area that you've picked is really right for you. And if it isn't, you have the option to change quite easily as well during those first couple of years. As you mentioned, though, many students may want to go for the 3-year system. We are fully aware that education abroad is expensive for students, so you might want to go into 3 years. And those options are available to A-level students as well. And it really will depend on the grades that you've achieved. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit and I'm going to bring up our entrance requirements page. So the entrance requirements that you can see here, these are for the A-levels. Now the A-level requirements do vary per program, and you can check the course page for the course that you're interested in and easily find the A-level requirements for going both into first year and for going into second year. What I have given here is some examples if you're considering going into first year for some of the popular programs. So if, for example, you're interested in studying any of our engineering programs, that could be mechanical engineering, civil engineering, or biomedical engineering, we would need you to have 3 Bs at A-level, with 2 of those Bs being in maths and physics. For business, for example, we need 3 Bs again at A-level, and you need to have English and maths at least at the O level. But the subjects, there's no specific subjects for business. If you're interested in the life sciences, that's biological or biomedical sciences, we're going to need 2 A's and a B, and you must include biology and chemistry. So you can see that the entrance requirements do vary. And some programs won't allow you to go into the second year of the program. For example, our law program, because law is only 3 years in total. That's just the nature of the law program, or medicine or dentistry. You do have to do the whole 5 years for those programs for medicine and dentistry. So hopefully that answers that question for you.
Yeah, it has. Thank you. Thank you for briefing it in detail. Well, that brought us to the question that what do you have in store for Pakistani students, for the students coming from Pakistani education background, which is HSFC, I mean 12 years standard. So what do you have in store for them? What are the entry requirements for them to go into the direct degree program?
Definitely. Well, fortunately, I had a slide ready for that as well. So if we are coming from the higher secondary certificate background, okay, the entrance requirements are slightly different. So we'd be looking for you to have at least 75% overall in either the science, the engineering, or the pre-medicine groups, or 80% from the other groups. Again, it's going to vary on the program that you're interested in. So if you're looking at coming and studying engineering with us, we probably want you to have come from either the engineering or the science background. You're going to need to have those same elements. So the A-levels for engineering say you need to have covered maths and physics. We need you to still have covered maths and physics at the higher secondary certificate level as well. Direct entry into second year is available for some students, but as I said, that's usually coming from A-level or IB backgrounds. If students have maybe done the first year at a college in Pakistan and now want to transfer in, there may be the options of them coming into second year at the university, but it's usually for students coming from an A-level or an IB background.
So, Ellen, I have a question that if a student who has done, 2 years of B and B come from Pakistan, so would he be entering into a second year of bachelor's, or he has to, start again the undergraduate degree?
Definitely. That's a really, really good question. It's going to depend on what subject they want to come into. So what we have to do for transfer students is make sure that the subjects that they've covered in their first and second year of the program that they've done in Pakistan matches with what we would cover in our first year and even possibly our second year. So if it matches up really well and they've covered everything they need to for first year, of course, we'll look at bringing them into second year. Even in some cases, if they've done 2 years and they match almost perfectly with our first 2 years, then they may even be able to get entry into third year, though that is much more rare. It would be more likely to go into second year.
So, Ellen, can you just guide us about the location of Dundee University, that how far it is from the international airport? and what route an international student can approach?
Definitely. So it's not too far from an international airport. If you fly into Edinburgh Airport, it is the easiest one to get to Dundee because there is a direct bus. The second you walk out of Edinburgh Airport, there is a bus that will take you from Edinburgh Airport to Dundee. And the stop that it drops you off in Dundee is a 5-minute walk from where your accommodation will be as well. So it really is so convenient. And that only costs £16 for that bus as well. So it's a very affordable option for students too. That bus runs every 90 minutes too, so it kind of ties in really well with the flights that are coming in to Edinburgh as well. Does that answer that question for you?
Yeah. It does. Alan, I have a question. I mean, you have described that the entry requirement from SSC background is 75% for science and engineering and 80% for medicines. So what are the entry criteria for the scholarship? I mean, if Pakistani students with some exceptional background, with some outstanding, percentages in their 12 standard, what is their percentage criteria to get the scholarship? I know, I mean, A-level student can get the scholarship if they have very good grades in A-levels, but what is the requirement for the Pakistani education system?
My apologies. My postman is just arriving and my dog is going to start barking.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
Give me 2 seconds just to deal with that because they are at the door. The joys of...
Sure, no problem. Take your time, please.
So, hello, Movit. Am I audible to you?
Hi, Zainab. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Umi. Movit, can you just, guide us about OIG and what options does Dundee International Colleges offers for international students?
Yes, sure. As you said, so I work for Oxford International Education Group. So we are the pathway provider for a number of universities in the UK, and Dundee University is one of our partner universities. When we say pathway providers, it means we offer the foundation as well as pre-masters level programs for Dundee University. International College Dundee is based inside the university, which means that students who study the foundation program basically study inside the university from day one and have got access to all facilities like a normal university student. And there's one thing that I would like to clarify here, as Ellen mentioned earlier, that programs, undergraduate programs in Scotland are 4 years. So as a foundation provider, we are actually offering year one of the approved programs. So the program duration does not change. It remains 4 years. So students, after completing the international stage one with us, progress on to year two at the university. So this is how we have designed our programs for students who do not fulfill the entry requirements to get an admission to the university.
All right. Mr. Mohit, I have a question here from you, and then I'll come back to Alan. First of all, you're very welcome here in our online session. Secondly, I want to ask why one needs to do a foundation. Why can't he get directly into the Air One of the bachelor's degree? And what modules are being taught in foundation? Why it is necessary for students coming from the Pakistani education system? Can you please, describe a little bit about it?
Sure. I think it's a very good question. So basically, foundation program, as I said before, foundation programs are designed for the students who are not academically qualified to get a direct entry into the university. There are a number of programs that we offer at the foundation level, and so let's say talk about A-level students or O-level students, so students from Cambridge exams background. So if a university is asking for 2 A's and B's, for example, and the student does not achieve those grades, then we, as a foundation provider for that university, will offer some kind of program for the students, so that after completing 1 year of education, they can progress, they can continue with their degree program. Now, as you, you asked, part of your question was to elaborate on the courses that are offered during the foundation year. So in case of Dundee University, so the courses that we offer during the foundation year are exactly the same as what a student would study at year one, if they were a direct student. In addition to in addition to those courses, we also focus on academic courses to help students prepare with their university life. We help students to improve their communication skills. So it's a fine mixture of what a student would need, once they progress once they progress at the university. And I think another reason or benefit, I would say, of studying a foundation program would be, generally speaking, students at HSC level or A levels, they normally study up to 40 hours a week in their schools. And university life is more about independent studies, which is, if you look at the number of hours a week, it's roughly around 20 hours. So if a student goes from HSC direct to the university, it's a big jump. It's the transition I would say is hard, is massive. So what we do as a foundation provider is we basically help the student to cope with the reduced number of study hours by offering 30 hours a week. Based on what we have, based on the research that we have done with our foundation students, it proves that students who progress to the university after their foundation level, their performance is slightly better than students who are able to get the direct entry to the university.
Mohit, I have a question. Does Dundee International College offer joint CAS?
Yes, we have a joint CAS. What that means is it's a level degree level visa, which allows students to work from day one. They have access to all the facilities, as I said before, like a normal university student.
Okay. To all our viewers who are watching.
Sorry to cut you, Ms. Zainab. Dr. Abid is here now. You can call back now.
Hi, Dr. Abid. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Now
Dr.
I can
Abid,
hear
if you
you.
can also turn on your video, please, so we can see you as well.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Abid. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine. For which program you have applied in Dundee University?
I applied for MSc Forensic Dentistry.
So what questions you want to ask from Ellen? What are your concerns?
First of all, I want to ask about the session. Will it start in September or it may be delayed?
Yes, so that's a really, really good question. I think it's the question that all of our international students are asking at the moment, and it's so wonderful to get a chance to chat to you today. So at the moment, what you should have heard is that our start date has been moved back to the start of October instead. So we're now starting 1 month later. That may not seem like an awful lot of time, but what it is allowing is that little bit of extra time that we think the UK is going to need to get to a position to allow international students to come in. We are, of course, considering other contingencies as well. So we do expect that if students are coming to start with us in October. We hope to have them on campus, but we do think it will be what is known as a blended learning technique that you'll be subjected to. So that means that some of those large classes, so those lectures that you may have been going to where social distancing will be quite difficult, those will be delivered in an online format. But all of your smaller classes, your tutorials, your labs, all of those sorts of classes that you would do working in the forensic dentist labs, they will all still be taught face to face, and you'll still have access to all of the online, all of the campus facilities as well. So they are the contingencies that we're putting in place, though we are fully aware that the situation in the UK doesn't always reflect the situation in every other country in the world as well. So we're doing everything we can to support students, giving them as much flexibility as we can, allowing them to defer if they want to, allowing late deferrals. You don't need to make a decision on deferrals until very late into September if you don't want to check on the process as well. Does that answer that question for you?
Yeah. Okay, Ellen, as you know that due to the current pandemic situation, most of the universities have postponed their class start dates. So does Dundee University has postponed its class start date, or it would be starting on to the same September session?
So we've suspended it till October for the majority of our programs, but we have always had programs that start in January as well. So for a lot of our master's programs in business, in law, in engineering, and some of our undergraduate programs in business as well, we have January start dates too. Some of our programs may move to start in January, but we can't just move all of the programs to start in January because we wouldn't have the academic capabilities to be able to cope with that, unfortunately. So we're planning on the blended learning approach, though some programs where it's needed may move to start in January as well.
Thank you.
Next,
we have our next student in the lineup. She is Miss Amara. Amara, can you hear us? Hello, Amara. Can you hear us, please?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I think she's not listening. I'm taking next inquiry.
Amara, little louder, please. We can hear you, but your voice is too low.
If you can please speak a little louder.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you, Amara. Hello. So, Amara, can you please tell us for which course do you have your offer from University of Dundee?
I did not have my offer yet. I have applied for MSc Orthopedic Technology.
Okay,
right.
Fantastic.
What's your question?
I just wanted to ask how long it will take to decide that whether I'm having the admission or not, because I'm waiting from long about 22 days.
22 days. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do, because it should only take 15 working days, so we probably are getting towards the end of that now. So what I'm going to ask you to do is if you could share your details with one of the representatives here, and I will get them. That could include your ID number, please. I'll follow up with admissions for you and reach out to you to get you an answer as soon as possible, if that's okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Sorry for the delay with that.
Okay, no issue. So for all our viewers,
you have your question answered. Yeah, Zainab, go on, please.
For all our viewers who are watching this live session, if you have any concern, any query regarding Dundee University, you can post your query into the comment box, or you can also reach us via WhatsApp. And my WhatsApp number is 0321 4747 315. Matt, you can also share your number.
Yeah, my number is 0322 5757 802. I believe we have our next student, Rana Sufyan, available with us. Hi, Rana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
I'm good, thank you. So, Rana, do you have your offer from University of Dundee, or you are the new applicant for it?
Actually, not yet, but I'm thinking to apply in University of Dundee. One of my friends is studying in University of Dundee, and I've also been to UK before, so that's why I'm interested.
All right. Before answering that question, I would request you to kindly please switch on your video if you can.
Sorry. Video because I'm sitting somewhere, outside. So.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, all right. So what's your question, Rana?
Actually, I have done aviation management undergrad degree from the And now I want to take admission in MS in supply chain or related to operations management or international business.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So just so I check that I heard that properly, my audio is not working super well today. So you've done a undergraduate program in admissions management?
No, aviation management. You can say like air transport management.
Aviation management. That makes much more sense. I did wonder where admissions management came in there. And you're looking to do a postgraduate program in something like international business or management or something like that?
I believe he has been disconnected. So we have the next student, Khurram, available with us. Hello, Khurram, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Khurram, what's your question? Do you have any offer from University of Dundee, or you are the new applicant for it?
I want to get an offer from the Dundee University.
All right. So, Miss Ellen Brooks is here with. Yeah, Miss Ellen Brooks is here with us from University of Dundee directly. You can ask any question you want to ask from her.
I want to know that is there is an management subject which gave us one year placement option?
Okay, so currently we don't have any guaranteed one-year placement options at Dundee. All of our programs are one-year study programs. We do offer our students the opportunity to apply for what is known as an 8-week placement, which can either be in the UK or in China or in Vietnam or in Mexico. So those options are available. What I would say is that if you're looking for future, we are looking and exploring options in those areas. So we may have more opportunities available in 2021, but none of that has been guaranteed. But at the moment, we don't offer options with placement.
Besides, I would like to add up some point in it. Khurram, I mean, if you are aware that UK government has announced GRI, graduate immigration route, that is 2 years post-study work permit after your degree program. So if it's an 8-month placement, it will help you to have practical exposure of UK, and then it will help you to grab a job in UK during your post-study work permit, and you can make your career there in UK. So I believe it has answered your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Have any other question, Khurram?
No, I was just looking in the website, and I have one question only about placements. And
right.
now it's
Thank you, Khurram.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please. So, yeah, Mr. Mohit, thank you for briefing us in detail about the pathway, about the modules are being taught in pathway. Well, I haven't, sorry, we have next connected with us.
Yes,
that is Thomas.
Go ahead.